the existing cases. That brings the total number to 148. 89 confirmed as part of the current outbreak, the rest highly likely to be connected. A big concern is the growing subcluster from a Samoan Assembly of God church in Auckland with 58 cases. Restrictions to bus access are causing issues for some members of the disabled community that rely on public transport. Under level 4 social distancing measures have been put in place to separate drivers and passengers. But as Kate Nicholl-Williams reports, it's making life harder for some.
Michael Brendorf is an essential worker, but catching the bus to work during lockdown has been painful.
I have to get on through the back, which is a higher step and usually further away from the curb. So the other day I got on and I ended up with a big cramp in my hip for the rest of the day.
At alert level 4, bus operators have put a ban on using the front entrance to keep passengers away from the driver. That's causing issues for Michael, who has nerve damage in his leg. He relies on the front of the bus to be lowered like this to step on board.
Ensuring that we can get to work safely, making sure that the bus companies actually put in place measures that allow accessibility to the buses is essential.
Auckland Transport says impaired customers can still enter through the front. Michael says that's not possible with tape blocking the entrance.
A lot of the bus drivers I've seen thus far also aren't wearing masks, which makes me not feel that safe as someone who also has some immunocompromised condition to actually try and enter through the front either.
Bus operators I've spoken to from around the country say people with disabilities can use the front access door if required, but here in Wellington, Metlink says that approach is still too risky. It set up an accessible taxi service for anyone that's struggling to get on the bus. This disabled woman's fallen while using the back entry. She says a separate service isn't equitable and wants Wellington to allow exemptions for customers like her.
I want to be like everybody else and have all the options, and I want accessibility on a decent basis.
It's just too difficult in exceptional times in alert level 4.
One News.
The extended lockdown is putting already struggling event sector under more strain. Now there are calls for the government to ensure major events to give the industry more certainty. Jessica Roden with more.
Antique aircraft soaring over Marlborough, now on hold until 2023.
We've put nearly 2 years to get to this point, and it's felt like a road to nowhere. You know, all dressed up, no place.
After the February outbreak, the rescheduled date next weekend.
The fact that our timings just worked very poorly twice, it's just uncanny.
New Zealand Fashion Week.
We like our facilities to be really well used. Times like this are really difficult for such valuable pieces of infrastructure, so it's really, really pleasing to be able to provide them for this sort of purpose.
Those with upcoming events say making plans is tough.
Even if it's next year, early next year, everybody has to have a contingency in place. You have